Hello, please let me know if you can hear me all right, because I'm trialing out my new microphone. So let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, I'm trying out a new microphone because it's late. I don't want to shout. So I just thought if I've got a microphone on, then hopefully you'll be able to hear me still. So please let me know if you can or not. I'm just going to try and get my tablet to work. Hopefully it will. We will see. We will see. We will see. Right, can anybody hear me? Hello, hello. Can anybody hear me? Oh, my tablet's being slow. Bear with you. You can hear nice and clearly and loud enough. Am I loud enough? Because right here I'm talking quite quietly, but obviously because the mic is right clipped on, then hopefully you can hear me nicely. I apologise for the light reflection. It's obviously because I'm having to use my ring light because it's not daylight here. It is now 10 o'clock at night. So there you go. You can hear me. Fantastic. That's really good. So this microphone's been wonderful then. I'm glad about that. Right, let's have a look at the chats then. Let's see what we've got. Sue's. Oh yeah, so a lot of people who couldn't normally join, you've been able to join because it's late here and it's not late where you are, which is good. Yeah, it's 10 p.m. for me. 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Oh wow. New Zealand, right? Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was actually having a look when I was trying to plan what time I was going to do this, at what time it would be for other people, and so yeah, so that makes sense. And I did look up for New Zealand. Oh, Sarah, I'm not going to pronounce your surname. Welcome to the Silver Crafty Icicles. It's really good to have you on board. Thank you so much for joining. I shall have to write your name down. And then you should, Sarah, hopefully, I think it's Sarah, is it? Or Sarah? I'm not sure. Some people are Sarah, some people are Sarah without the H. But yeah, you just have to let me know or email me, and then I'll have your email address, and then what we can do is you can let me know which paper pack you'd like, and it's basically out of any of them, so out of any of the packs we've got already. Okay, let me look at the thingies. Oh, it looks a bit fuzzy. Let me just, is it fuzzy? That's just my, that's my tablet, it's fuzzy. Right, who have we got? We've got Mary from Maryland. Cool. I'm just having a look through the comments and seeing who we've got on. It's nice to see some new names as well, just new people is good. Eastern Shore of Maryland, that sounds nice. Right, who else we got? We have got Shelley, hello, and Sally, and Vicky. Well, you made it, Vicky. Nice. And hi, Patricia, as well. Happy Apple. Nice. Oh, it's 10 for you as well. Happy Apple. Are you in the UK? I think you might be. You can hear me very clearly. Good. I'm glad about that. 7 a.m, Vicky. Wow, that's very early. Patricia, 4 p.m. in Texas. My days, it's so weird, isn't it? So to me, it's just mad. I think it's crazy the fact that we've got all these different time zones. Yes, evening, Kerry. Absolutely. Oh, Sarah, you're in Poole in Dorset. Nice. Okay, I love Poole. I love Dorset. So we just had a holiday in Devon, as you all know. Yes, Happy Apple, you are. I thought you were. I had a feeling you were. I love your username, by the way. So, right, who else have we got? Christine Fisher from New Zealand. Hello, hello. What time is it in New Zealand? It's the morning, isn't it? I think over there. So let me know. What else have we got? Mickey Harvey from Nebraska. Oh yes, Mickey, I remember you from before. You've been on my lives before, so welcome back again. Oh, we've got lots of new people. This is wonderful. I think this time might be my, it might end up being my summer holiday, school holiday time for doing a live stream, just because during the day it's just a bit crazy. So, although it's late for me, it does mean that quite a few of you can join, which is cool. Okay, so Margaret, good, loud and clear, fantastic. Christine, it's 9 a.m. in New Zealand. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's quite reasonable. Okie dokie. Right, well, let me just change my quality on my tablet, because at the moment it's appalling. It really is appalling. Advanced. New festive papers. I know, Vicky, I did have some troubles, it has to be said. I didn't manage to get anything done while I was away. I did make a few new paper packs. However, I wanted to do traditional Christmas to start with, but yeah, but the problem is, when I came home, I went to print out my new papers, not this pack, because I'd already done this one pre-going away, but I wasn't quite sure, because there was a couple that I needed to just, I hadn't done all the business, the little videos for Etsy, the little videos for YouTube Shorts, I hadn't put it on Etsy, and yeah, it wasn't completely ready. So I wasn't going to put this one up. This wasn't going to be the first one out. However, I got home, I've got my new printer, because as some of you might know, I had problems with my printer, got my new printer, and I printed some packs, a couple of packs out before I left, this being one of them, this one and one other, and it was fine, it printed fine. And then when I went to print another 2 packs, which I'd just done, on the first piece of paper it went to print, the paper got wrapped around the roller again. So I now have a printer, again, that doesn't work. So I've got to get back onto HP. So I'm not very impressed. I'm not happy, in fact. Their customer service was wonderful, but I need to ring them up again and get it sorted. I'd literally only just sent the old printer, the one that didn't work, off literally that day, and then that evening it wouldn't print. I was just like, why? So I'm going to quickly flip through. I know some of you have already seen the shorts for it. I haven't printed off the title page because, yeah, it's all been a bit crazy. So yeah, so I thought I'd go nice and bright, merry and bright. So I've just got little snowflakes. I've got this stripe, but with baubles down the side, and also one without. And I'm sorry that obviously the light's shining on it. There's not really much I can do about that, because I need the light so you can see it. Hi Manal from Pakistan. Wow, I think you're one of the first ones I've had from Pakistan, so that's cool. Good to have you. What time is it over there? Out of interest. Hi Cripster, by the way. Yes, sorry Cripster, I can't remember your original name. Anyway, yeah, so that's that. And then we've got this one, which is kind of like your iridescent kind of curtain type effect. Then we've got this, which is like your fairy lights with blue sequin sparkle behind. We've got snowflakes, we've got more fairy lights on white, we've got fairy lights on the iridescent, and just a normal stripe without the baubles. 2 a.m. Oh my goodness, you're brave, being up at 2 a.m. And then I've got some like rainbow baubles. I really like this one, and also a green. You'll see this one because you're going to be using this paper, like a green thingy bob foliage, and then some little baubles on white. And so that is the pack. You can't really see it very well on here, but if you go over to have a look at my YouTube shorts, and it's also on Insta as well. So let me put that down there. Yes, Patricia, I know, I was very sorry too. I was quite annoyed because I just thought there's me trying to get ahead, and then it was all, you know. So I end up having to get them printed out today from the print shop. So that's what I've done. Right, my cat was up here earlier, so I've got fur everywhere. Right, so the card we are going to do today, Sally Ann, that's right. Sally Ann, I need to, I don't know, I need to make a note and put it off camera or something so I can remember. So the card we're going to do today is one that I saw Sam from Mixed Up Craft do, and I thought, oh, that's quite nice and simple. I think we're going to have a go at that, because it was just all a bit mad. Thank you, Suze. Yes, I think the rainbow bubble's my favourite as well. So we're doing a 5x7 pop-out panel card, but I am also going to do a 6x6 version as well, because I wanted to have a bit of a play with it. I quite like it, but I feel it's a bit too blocky, and I feel like you could do other things with it. So we're going to have a bit of a play with it today. So it folds up flat like that, fits in a envelope for a 5x7 card. You can also, if you want to, do it that way, but it just ends up a bit more bulky because you've got 4 layers there then. Whereas if you do it this way, you've only really got 3. 1, 2. Oh no, you've got 4 layers still. It just feels more bulky this way around. Don't know. Anyway, you can do it either way. So that's the card we're going to do today. So obviously I've used my papers on here. These are from Trimcraft, or Dovecraft, so DRK Crafts now. And I've also used some sequins that I had from Dovecraft years ago as well. I went a bit crazy with the sequins, I have to say, but there we go. But yeah, so that's that. And then obviously you've got space to write on the back. If you wanted to do a mount, a matte and a white panel, you could. But because mine white anyway, I just thought I'll just leave it like that. So for this card, you are going to need... Hello, Jill. Don't worry. Better late than never. We've only just started. I don't know if you saw the card. This is the card. It's a 5x7 pop-out panel card. Hopefully you saw it. So this is the one. And it folds flat like that. Or you can make it fold flat like that. Either is fine. Okay, so you're going to need either a 5x7 card blank or a 7x10, and you're going to score it in certain places. So I'm using a 5x7 card blank, but I'll show you. Oopsie daisy. I'll show you where to score. So on your 7x10, which is basically what a 5x7 is when you open it up, you're going to score at 2.5, at 5, and at 7.5. So it's really easy for the score lines. You're also going to need, now it's up to you, if you do it like this one, you are going to need a piece of base that is 3.5 by 7, and you're going to score it halfway at 3.5. I've decided to go off-piste. I'm going to do 3 strips. Okay, so just if you want to do it slightly differently, then you can do it with the 3 strips. If you want to do it like this, then that's what you're going to need. So I've chosen to do 3 strips that are 1.5 by 7, and I'm going to score them in half at 3.5 on all of them. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm scoring them all at 3.5 like that, and that is all of your scoring done. So next we want to bring in our mats and patterns. Now I've gone ahead and mat and layered all of mine just so you didn't have to sit and watch me, and also because I want to do a 6x6 version, so I thought we'll just save a bit of time. So this is that foliage paper, which I actually really like. I love a little bouquet, lights on it. So these, you've got 4 matte layers that are 2.25 by 6.75, and 4 pattern layers that are 2 inches by 6.5. So 2.25 by 6.75, and the patterns are 4 patterns that are 2 inches by 6.5. If I get any measurements in a muddle, it's because it's late. Okay, so these are going to go on your various panels there. If you want to fold along them, you can, but I think I'm going to stick mine down first and then fold after I've stuck them, just because it's just a bit easier. Yes, please don't forget to do thumbs up. It helps me if you do. It does help me out a lot. The other thing I also want to ask you guys is, going forward, what theme do you want for your next pack? So the next pack that I do, so next week, do you want Christmas based again, or do you want something not Christmassy? Because my work's July, so for some people it's not going to be, I know people would start doing their Christmas in July, but might not want to do, you might not want me to do 4 packs worth of Christmas in July. So let me know what you want to do for your Christmas in July. Also, if you've probably seen Sam at Mixed Up Crafts do this card, but as I said, I'm doing a 6x6 as well. So if you want to hold on, you will see the 6x6 and have the measurements for the 6x6. So just throwing that out there. Obviously, if it's like some ridiculous time in the morning and you just need to go to bed, then that's fair enough. I understand. But yeah, so I'm just going to stick these down. Oh, fall. Okay, like autumnal. Yeah, so I've got an autumnal flowers one, which is all kind of like burgundy colours, and I've actually got another one which is more kind of rusty, orangey, that kind of autumnal colours as well. So I could do that. I could bring that back in because they're ready and waiting to go. One of them I've checked. I was going to do more fall, a bit more in August, but because I'm aware that it's summer. But obviously I know that as crafters, we like to get ahead, don't we? So, Kerry, Christmas, love Christmas. Okay. So I am going to do another Christmas in July. My plan originally was to do like one pack out of 4 in July, and then do the other 3 non-Christmassy, and then in August do 2 packs that are Christmas. But obviously I know that if I leave it too late, then, you know, it's not much use to anybody. So yeah, that's why I thought I'd put it out there. Okay, so that's your 4 panels stuck down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the whole thing in half, like a normal card, like a normal 5x7 card. Just going to give it a good burnish along that edge. And then, oh, bees, Vicky. Okay, righty-ho. Bees, I'll have a look at that then. And then we're going to fold mounting on the other 2 folds. So you're making like a concertina-y type card. Christmas is your favourite. Bless. So that's what you end up with. Like a W, I suppose, isn't it? W size, W type card. Then we're going to take our strips that we've done. These are all going to fold in half. I'm just going to roughly fold them for the moment, and I'll properly fold them in a minute. But that's those. And onto those, so if you're doing the original card, then you need, if you're doing this one, where you've got just the 1 panel across the front, then you need a piece of pattern paper that is 2 pieces of pattern paper that are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. If you're doing a mat and a pattern, then you will need a mat that is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 and 2 patterns that are 3 by 3. I just did patterns because actually I think it's okay. You don't want too much bulk, so that's why I've done that. So I've gone for mats on this one though. So if you want to do this option, then you need in total, you need I've put 2. You need 6 mat pieces that are 1 1/4 by 3 1/4, and 6 pattern pieces that are 1 inch by 3 inch. Hi Cindy, you loving the Christmas papers? Good, I'm glad. So these are going to go on here, and for anybody wondering what this glitter paper is, it's a new one from DRK Crafts. So it's this one here. I did it on my little craft haul from DRK, but it wasn't out. When I did my little craft haul, it wasn't out. So this is the 6x6 glittered pad. And I love it. I don't know how much you can see it with the light, but it's like ombre. You can't really see. You can sort of see it, but not really. It's not as good as in real life. And this one here, which is like a rainbow, which is the one I'm using now, so you can sort of see. Then we've got a purple to pink, which is quite nice, and then also a green to pink. I've cut a star out of this, so you'll see that star later. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these on, and I've already put tape on the back to speed things up, so I'm going to sit and watch me sticking things down for too long. So I'm going to stick these down, and I was trying to do this as quick as possible, which is why I did so much in advance, because I've got a 6x6 that I want to do as well, and it's a bit more involved because I thought we'd spice things up a little bit. You know me, I like to do different versions. So that's what we're planning to do for the 6x6. Patricia, I don't think it is. However, it might be if you've got a stockist. I was saying to somebody else, so for example, with Altenew is really hard to get over here in the UK. I remember looking for it and not being able to find it. But then I found a company called Bumbleberries, and they ship it over and they sell it. So they're my only way of getting it. So you might be able to find that in America. You might be able to find a stockist that ships it over. I don't know. You might have to just Google it and see who does. I'm sure there must be somebody that does it. And even like, I know with Crafters Companion and like what's the other one? Like Crafters TV. I'm trying to think the other one. Hochanda, and there's another one, isn't there? There's a couple of different craft TVs. Again, I know because they ship to America, so they ship all over the world. So if they are doing it as a special on one of their shows, again, that's another way you might be able to get hold of it, because I know they've had first edition dies on there before. So that's a way of maybe getting hold of it, because it is a new product. They did it they've got it in an A4 pad as well. So they've done a 6x6 and an A4. But it's really nice. It's non-shed glitter. It's smooth to touch. There's no roughness to it. But it's got a nice sparkle to it. I'm quite impressed with it. You can't really see it on the camera. It's a shame, but it does look good. Yeah, see, I thought I'd do different versions. I thought, I know it's late, and I know that, you know, I don't want to go on too long, but that's why I thought, let me just cut everything out, get it all ready, mat and layered and everything, tape on the back, the whole lot, and then hopefully I'll be able to get through lots of it. Let me try and clear all my tape away. Got tape all over the desk. I'll just get rid of all of that. There we go. Right, so I've got these now. So what we want to do is we want to stick these on. Now I think, I'm trying to think how much I used on this, how far in I went. And I think, let's have a look, let's measure. 2 inches I went with this. Oh yeah, that's probably about right, 2 inches. I can maybe go 1.5 actually, make it a little bit more open. Yeah, I think we'll go 1.5. So what I'm going to do is on the back of here, on the back of each of these, I'm just going to measure in from each side 1.5 and make a little mark like that, and then I know where I need to put my tape or glue up till, and then that is the bit that will be stuck. So the 1.5 is what will be stuck. Okay, so let me just do it again on here. I mean, you could just guess, but with it being late, I don't think guessing would be a good idea, if I'm honest. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just leave that there and I can use that mark from that one. It needs to be rough. I'm going to know roughly where we're sticking our tape. That's the main thing. If you want to use glue, you can. In fact, actually, probably glue's a better idea. It's just that the only problem is because I've got paper, I don't want to take the print off the paper. But I might do that actually. I might use glue. I think that might be easier. So I'm going to start at the, let me think, where shall I start? I should really start, maybe I start in the middle. I think I should start in the middle. So this is 1.5, isn't it? Let me start in the middle, and I am going to make a measurement just because I do want to make sure it's definitely in the right place. So 3.5 is here, and then those are 1.5, so I need 45, 4 3/4, so it's basically there. Made the tiniest dot known to man. Okay, I can see that dot, you can't. I can only barely see that dot. So now I'm going to go ahead and add, actually before we do that, let's fold all these properly, because otherwise we could have problems once we've stuck it down. So let's just give this a nice burnish. Nice burnish. There's that one done. Oh, can't even open it out now, I've burnished it so well. There we go, give that a burnish too. And this one, there we go. Right, so that's burnished. Right, so let's stick these down now. I want it that way around. I want my green on the left and my apricot-y colour on the right. So I'm going to start with one side. I'm going to put some glue on. I feel like I'm going to sneeze in a minute because this glue does smell. And then we're going to take this, and I'm just going to make sure that where that dot is, I'm probably going to come to about there, I think. I don't want to come in too far, but about there I reckon will be alright. Hopefully it will. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to go with there. Hopefully this is, hopefully it's not higher on one side than it is on the other. 2 3/4. No, it's about right. That's about right. Okay, so I've just stuck it on the one side. Oh, that's all right, Shirley. Good old animals, eh? Right, so I'm only going to stick it on this side for now, and we'll stick the other side in a minute. I just feel like if I do that, then it's going to complicate things. So then we want to take this one, and we're going to do the same again on this. So we're going to, yes, I like this branch and light paper. It's quite nice. I had great fun when I was on holiday, taking lots of photos of various textures in the countryside, different flowers and foliage and whatever. And actually, some of those are going to appear in one of my Christmas packs I've got coming out. Right, I'm going to put that about there, because that's kind of an even distance top and bottom. I just need to move it over a bit more so that we are about right there. Yeah, that's about right there. This is why wet glue is good, because you can kind of wiggle it around a little bit. Okay, so that's that one stuck down. So then we're going to take this one, and we are going to add some more glue on this one here. I don't want to go too close to the edge, but I also don't want to go too far away from the edge. Okay, let's take that one. And then that also needs to go in there like that, with a nice even amount. And these at the end should all, add up. They should all be in the same place. So we'll do that like that. There we go. Let that kind of dry. Now the best way I think to stick these is to actually concertina them up. In fact, there's two ways you can do it. Let me do it the other way actually. Because of the way I'm going to fold it shut, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to fold these this way, because this is the way that actually they're going to be when they're in the card. I'm actually going to fold my card this way, I think, rather than the other way. So let's just fold them in like that. And then I'm just going to put glue on all of these. So all of these squares here are going to have glue on. Be careful of strings of glue. Oh, I'm putting too much on. There we go, like that. Right, let's move this one out of the way. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to move those like that, and I'm going to shut this onto it like that. Now if you want to, you can have a quick peek just to make sure they definitely have kind of stuck in the right place. Yes, they have. So I'm having a quick peek in, and I can see they're all nice and level. So I'm just going to leave that shut a second while they dry. Thank you, Jill. Yeah, I was looking through and I wasn't quite sure what to put on the strips, and so I don't want to go too heavy, like too patterny, because I really like that, branches paper. And then when I found the glitter pad, I was like, oh, that goes really well. And so there we go. When you open it up, that's what you get. And actually, I really like that. That works quite well. I have obliterated a little bit of my paper at the bottom there, but I don't mind it. It's fine. So I've got a plan. So obviously, you could put it in the envelope that way around, but mine's going to go this way around because that's the way I've stuck it. So there we go. So now we're going to decorate. Now I found some die cuts from when I used to demonstrate for do-crafts, not do-crafts, tripcraft, and these are all first edition dies. This was a nativity set, and that was a Christmas sentiment pack, sentiment die even. Dear me, you can tell it's late here, can't you? And so these little stars here came out of these. Now these were actually snowflakes you could buy. This was a pack of like gold snowflakes. So I'm going to use, I don't know if you can get any of this. You might be able to, but I'm not sure. So apologies if you can't. So I just thought about having one there, and one there. This might end up being too busy. I thought about having a silent night over here. And then I was thinking an angel up the top. I feel like I'm getting too busy now. And then I was thinking about having the nativity scene down the bottom, but I might get away with the nativity with just the baby Jesus maybe. And don't worry about Mary and Joseph. I feel like it's going to be too busy if I do that. In fact, I might actually. I might just go with that. I feel like that might be enough. I feel like otherwise it's going to get too busy. So I think we will just go with that with Silent Night. I would like to put the nativity on, but I think it's going to be a bit too much. So my thought was having Mary and Joseph. This is my thought. Oh, he's a bit big. He's a bit tall as well. I think it's a bit busy. What do we think? What do we think? What's the general consensus? I think too busy, like that. Do we think too busy? Let me know. No snow, Bethy. I know that's true. Star at the top, angel in the middle, silent night at the bottom. Okay, if I do that, Okay, if I do that, I'd have to switch my snowflakes around because of the way that she's facing. So I'd have to put that there, that there, that there, and that there. Star at the top. Where's my star gone? There it is. Star at the top and Silent Night at the bottom. It would be something along those lines. Not sure I'd move her along as well, I think. Be something like that. Not sure about the Silent Night at the bottom. Can you put the nativity scene in the middle? Well, no, Cindy. The problem is with putting it in the middle is that if you put it in the middle, then you've got a fold line. So you really have to have it off to one side. Let me take the snowflakes off a second and see if we can do it with the nativity scene in the middle. Actually, the middle this side, I feel like. If I do the nativity scene in the middle over here, that gives me enough space for Mary and Joseph. Let's have a look. Mary and Joseph. What if I get rid of that entirely? What if we just go with Mary and Joseph? And then if we go with Angel up there, Silent Night over here. No, we need. I don't know. Oh my goodness, it's like a little puzzle. But then we've got nothing here. I feel like Mary and Joseph need to be over here. I just wish Joseph was. I just wish that Joseph was facing the other way. I could do like that, or I could go Silent Night up here, and then star there. Oh, I don't know. On the right middle, left middle works. Oh my goodness. I don't know. There's me like, oh, this is really going to work, and then it takes forever to put together. Okay, what about if I have that there, and then the star could be above. Just missing things on here then. Oh, I suppose I've got snowflakes, haven't I? I don't mind that. What do we think? You like it without the snowflakes? Okay, let's take the snowflakes off. Snowflakes off. Silent Night. I mean, I've just got blanks here, that's all, but do we mind the blanks? I feel that's a bit plain. Oh, I don't know. Don't worry, Sally Ann. Yeah, you watch it on catch up. You prefer it without snowflakes too. So do we think this is okay? I think this is a bit plain for me, personally. I feel like it needs, I don't know, something else. What do we reckon? You can't see it very well because the light. What about the little stars in the blank one? I was thinking that. I've got 3 of them there. So I would normally do 3 together. But obviously I've got a blank bit there. But actually I don't mind the blank there with the 3 at the top. I feel like that could work. The only other thing is we put that down there and that up there. I think I might prefer something like that, actually. I think the Silent Night is to go in the middle. What about that? Do we think? I think that could work. Although that's blank, it doesn't bother me that much. Yes. Maybe like that? What do we think? We'll get rid of the snowflakes. Get rid of the nativity thingy bob because it's a bit too big. I think that's okay. I feel like that's quite balanced. That looks good. Right, we'll go with this. We're going to go with this. Right, so now I need to try and balance it because decorating it is a bit of a problem. So, especially when you don't want to forget where you've put everything. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get an angel above Jesus. So, well, the problem with the angel being above Jesus, she's facing that way. So your eye's taken that way. So I'd rather her be on the left, on the right even. I think I'm going to go with this. Right, I just need to prop it up with something. So what I did before, so when I did this one, I actually folded it in half so it was flat to stick the letters on. But because I want to make sure that I'm not going to lose my place because I'm tired and it's late, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get something to prop it up with. This is something to prop it up with. There we go. And then we can stick it down. And now I need to decide what I'm going to stick it down with. I think it's going to be, if I go to, probably tacky glue. Small stars bottom, angel at top. Oh yeah, okay. So small star, angel up here, and then these down here. I could even do like a little, I don't know. I could maybe put a little sparkly thing there, maybe. Oh, my days. I'm not sure about that. No, I think I prefer the way it was. I think I prefer these here. I think I prefer these up here because I feel like it's not quite right. So we're going to go with that. Right, let me just move this. Move these up here out of the way. I'm going to leave him there, him, her. Leave her there. Sorry if my phone's going off. Someone's obviously texting me. Right. Oh, my glue's coming out now. Right, let me stick this down. There we go. Hopefully tacky glue will work. And I think it needs to be kind of central, kind of there. Is that wonky? I think that's okay. There we go. And then we'll do silent night. So it's kind of not, got a bit not quite cut out there. Right, let me just get my glue. Yeah, less is more. I agree. I feel like you don't want to go too busy. But you also don't want it too blank. It's trying to get that balance, isn't it? It's tricky. Especially at 10 o'clock at night. When you've had a whole day with a teenager. Right, let me stick this down. Oh no, don't fall off. Joseph's fallen off. Joseph has fallen off. Right, there we go. That's that. Right, Joseph. What part of Joseph do I need to glue? Oh, all of him. Okay, cool. Right, let's just do him. I didn't want to take too long on this one because I've still got the 6x6 one to do. But anywho, hopefully we haven't taken too long, I suppose, have we? No, we haven't taken too long. It's just over half an hour. That's not too bad for a card. Right, let's put him here. I might have to peg him on because I think he's not going to stick otherwise. Let me just peg him. Oh no, it's not going to quite reach. I mean, he's my big one. My big peg. There we go. My big peg. And let me see if I can peg. Oh no, can't quite reach his legs. I've got another big peg. I think I have somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Oh well, I'll just hold him for now. He's been out. Maybe he has. I don't think so, but you never know. Right, that's going to be too heavy that way now, so let's put this over this side because he wants to go that way. And maybe he was up late because obviously, you know, it must have been quite exhausting travelling all the way to Bethlehem and then, you know, dealing with all of that. Oh. This is why it's better if you could turn it so it's flat. It's better, but obviously, let's just peg Mary into place. And then we can do with Jesus. Oh, sweet pea, 5:30 p.m. Ah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. It's rainy though. Yeah, we've had a lot of rain here actually. It's been very rainy this July. Very rainy. In fact, here in Birmingham, we've had the week we were on holiday, the beginning of the week, they had torrential rains. My goodness. A few people's got flooded. It was not good. But we were in Ilfracombe. We had a couple of heavy downpours, but nothing like they had here. Thankfully. I was quite glad that we didn't have that rain. In fact, I think we had blue skies when they had that rain. I was feeling quite smug, which is not a good thing to do, but I was feeling quite smug. Right, this is going here. I think we're going to go more over this, I think about here. I don't want to go too far over one way. I think I'll put her there. And then we've got our little stars to do. There we go. Put my, where's my pin gone? Put my pin back in my glue so it doesn't fall out. Right, now I need to pick this up. I need to use tweezers because these are too tiny. Come on. There we go, there's one. Pop that there. And then pop that, I think there. And I think there's one here somewhere. You could, if you wanted to, use like acetate strips across instead of card strips, which would be quite nice because you actually see your papers behind. It'd be a bit more see-through. So there we go. Let's take our peg off Joseph. I think he's well stuck. I think she's stuck as well. Yep. So there you go. So that's that one. So it stands up nicely. You can't see it very well because the light. Oh, it's better at an angle. So yeah, so that's that one. And obviously you'd fold it like that and it goes in your card. Obviously if you wanted to decorate this you could, but that's like one version of a 5x7. Okay, so let's go over to the 6x6 version. So the 6x6 version I have something planned for, which I have tried out already on a sample. So I'm hoping it will work. I'm pretty sure it will work. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with it actually, it's quite nice. I do like that glitter paper. It's a shame you can't see, I've obviously blanked out most of that, but actually the bouquet lights kind of shine through. So they kind of add a bit of sparkle. Yes, I think acetate would be nice. Or even vellum. Vellum might work quite nicely as well. I don't know really. I mean, there's lots of different ways you could do this, because I was thinking even with like this one, you could even do like apertures and have like things there, or maybe cut an aperture out of the middle here and have something in the middle there dangling or something. I don't know. These sort of things you could do. Right, so I'm going to put that to one side and I'm going to bring in my pieces for the 6x6. Now, some of you will know I had a craft haul from Coke Rosa's studio. So I was having a flick through the dies and I was just like, which one should I use? Because I thought about using this one. I thought about using that to cut out on the panels. So these panels at the back here, I was thinking that it might be quite nice. This is when I was going to do just one piece across, not 3 strips. So I was thinking that would be quite a good one to do. But I didn't end up choosing that in the end. I was going to use this as well. I actually cut out this in blue, in a blue mirror, because I wanted to use that on the original one. But again, I ended up not using that. But yeah, happy birthday I thought wasn't relevant for Christmas, although people do have Christmas birthdays. Mobile phone, not good for Christmas, but I do like it. Big birthday wishes again, probably not. You do have people for birthday, but didn't fit with the card. Thank you, again, didn't really fit with the card. And then this is all butterflies and roses and flowers. So again, I was like, no, that's not going to be any good for Christmas. So I then settled upon this one, which is a stars one. I was like, I think we could use that. So I cut out, so instead of having the panel in the middle, so instead of having this, what I'm going to do, what I've done, is I've cut out a large star, and this is a die from, this is a first edition nesting die from quite a few years ago, and it's this one, and I think you get 2 or 3 others with it, I can't remember, but yeah, it's quite nice. And then I got myself, and again, I really don't know where I got them from, a set of nesting star dies with like a stitched edge. So I've cut out of that glitter card again, but a different one, the pink to green one. I've cut that out of the small, with the small star, and then the big star I've cut out of the gold. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just score, before we crack on with the measurements in the 6x6, I'm going to score the mirror one. I'm going to score in half. So let's just put this on. I'm hoping you're not going to see me, but you never know. Right, so let's find out where 3 is. There's 3. So like that. Yep, so I'm going to score this down the middle, like that. Okay, and then we're just going to fold that in half, like that. So this is the bit that will be like the bridge piece. And then this one, I thought if we cut that in half, because you could fold it, but if you fold it, what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of bulk. So I just thought, you know what, instead of doing that, let's just cut it in half. So let me just grab my standing knife, try not to knock the camera. Oh. Right, so I'm going to grab my metal rule, and I'm just going to cut all the way down the middle, like that. There we go. And then I'm going to mount that onto the gold. And it just means then when you fold it, hopefully, you won't have quite as much bulk, because you can kind of you can butt it up against that edge, like that. And this one, you can butt it up so that then you get a little bit of gold in the middle, but it still will fold nicely. So that's what I thought about that. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick that star down, and then we'll go through this and how I'm going to use this. You put the angel in top right corner. Yeah, I did have her in the top right corner, but then the stars didn't look right. So it's one of those, isn't it? It's one of those. Right, now because actually let's use the tacky glue for sticking this down. Let's use the tacky glue. I wouldn't normally use tacky glue for matte and layering, but I feel like trying to cut tape out could be a bit tricky. So we're going to go with this. It's not going to warp, because that's my main problem with using tacky glue for matte and layering, is it warps the card. But because this is glitter card, I'm fairly confident it's not going to warp it. It certainly won't warp the mirror, that's for sure. Right, let's get this in. It also gives me a little wiggle room time. Okay, so that's that one. The trick is not to put too much on so it doesn't all splodge out the sides. And also make sure it's well stuck before you carry on. Otherwise it can unstick itself. So hopefully that's kind of more or less stuck. Yep. And then we'll stick this one down. And I deliberately tried to cut my star so that the glitter was kind of halfway, the colour was halfway. One thing I like about these nozzles is they are very fine, which makes things like this quite nice and easy. So you know you're probably not going to end up with splodging everywhere. Right, that's that. Let's just stick this down. So let's grab my star, bring it over here, and stick it on. There we go. I don't want to go over that halfway edge, that fold edge, because I want to be able to fold it in half. So I'm going to actually fold it in half to stick it, because then I know the two edges are not going to bump up against each other. So that's good. There we go. So there's our star. Cool. So let's let that to dry. Oh, we've got a bit of leakage out the bottom there. But at least with tacky glue, it's not going to take the mirror finish off. It just makes it a bit messy, but it's fine. You can clean it up with a wet wipe, so it's not the end of the world. Right, so let's go back to this card. So this card here, I need my scoreboard back in again. So let me just move this out of the way. I hate using mirror cards because that means you can see me. But anyway, never mind. And as you can see, I've tried to cut my stripes the same way. So what we're going to do is, this is okay, Happy Apple, that's okay, yes. Oh, 6:25, that's very early. Oh, goodness me. Well, yes, sleep well then, and you can catch up another time. So what you need is you need a 6x12. Now, I haven't got any gold mirror that is 12 inches by 12 inches, so I've had to use an A4. So mine is actually, it's a bit of a short A4, mine's 11 and 5/6. So what I'm going to do, 5/8 even, not 5/6, 5/8. So I've got 1, 2, 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of put it so it's roughly halfway in, because I'm not sure what half of 11 and 5/8 is. You say 5/6? half of 11 would be, let me try and work it out, half of 11 would be 5.5, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1, 2.5. So it's going to be in between the 3/4 and the 7/8. Okay, just for the sake of it, I'm going to go with 5 3/4, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're going to go with 5 3/4, and then because I'm going to cut it, it'll be fine. So I'm going to go with 5 3/4 like that. And then I'm just going to move this over so it's in the 6-inch. So it's in the 6-inch slot. Because if you've got a 12-inch 6x12, which is what you should have, you will score it at 3, 6, and 9. But I don't have that. So this is why I'm doing it this way. So if you've got A4, you can still do it, but it just means your ends are going to be slightly smaller. And for what I'm doing, it's absolutely fine. Hello, Karen. Good to see you. So I'm going to be die cutting the edge, and so because of that, it doesn't matter if it's a little bit smaller. So I'm going to score at 3, and then because at 6, and I'm also going to do it at 3 and at 9. Because I've made that central, it means I know the 2 middle panels are going to be 3 inches, which is good. And then the 2 outside edges, these 2 here, are actually like 2 3/4, roughly. Yeah, about 2 3/4, a little bit extra on that side. But that's fine. So that's all we need to do for that. So let's just put my scoreboard away. So we're going to fold the whole thing in half like this. If you want to, you could actually cut that little bit off, that extra off. I mean, obviously, if you're using a 12-inch length, you don't need to because it will be nicely done, nicely measured. But we're going to do that like that. And then these 2 are going to fold back on themselves. So I'm going to fold that back. And as you can see, you've got a bit of a gap there, but that's fine. Oh, did you? Cool. How did it turn out? Did it turn out well, Karen? Hopefully it did. So you end up with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something a bit different. So for me, I just thought that card was quite blocky. Sorry if I'm rustling where I'm opening a packet. So this is one of the dies that I got sent. And if you do any, it's just cocarosastudio.com, so don't forget to use my code ICE20, so you'll get 20% off. But I thought that's really cool, which is why I'm using Miri card. So I thought, what if we cut a starry edge that's slightly rounded off the side? So I'm just going to put that like that. So I'm just making sure my star goes right to the edge there. And then I'm just going to see and make sure that's kind of the same top and bottom. Oh, it's a bit more there. Okay, let's have a look. 3/4. Okay, so let's just angle it like that. I reckon about there, maybe. Yeah, about there. And then I'm going to take some low tack tape. Oh, she says. Sorry if it's rustling because I'm sort of squeezing away. Moving around. You made a Christmas version. Fantastic. No, my throat isn't sore. It's just it's 10 o'clock at night here. Both my husband and my son are in bed, and I have a microphone strapped to me so that you can still hear me. So my throat isn't sore. I'm just talking quietly because I don't want to wake everybody up because it's late here, very late. I can't remember where you are, Karen. You're not in the UK, are you? I don't think you're in the UK. So that's why I'm talking quietly because I had to make my live stream a bit later. Okay, so let's grab our die cutting machine. I'd normally do this off camera, but because I've had to rejig because of my printer, everything's a bit everywhere. So let's run this through. Oh, let's just run that through there, like that, and back again. There we go. So that is that. Let's just prise this off. Now the lovely thing about this die is it means you're going to end up with lovely stars that pop out of the middle, which is fabulous. Oh, you're in the States. What time is it for you then, Karen? Probably a normal time of the day, isn't it, for you? Probably. It's 10 o'clock at night here. Well, it's actually now almost 11 o'clock at night. So that's why I'm being quiet. That's why I'm sounding all gravelly late at night. What did I do with my pin? Oh, I put it back. That's good. Right, let me just pop these bits out. And then I can use it to cut the other side. Just pop all these bits out. I love dies like this where you end up with extra bits. Like, you know, the whole point of it is the bit you've just cut out on the end. But actually, you've got all these stars. So I've got all my bits out. Yep, all my bits are out. That's good. So I'm just going to keep my stars. I could have done with something. Actually, you know what? I might put some of these stars on that other card, on that bottom bit. So let's get all my little stars out of the way. Oh, 5:55. Yeah, see, that's not too late. But 11 o'clock is quite late. Certainly quite late to do a live stream, but that's what we have to do when the sun is on holiday. Right, so that is that. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. I'm just going to put it this way around so I can see. So it's probably going to be about, let's get it even, about there. Yeah, that looks about right. About there, I reckon. Okay, and then, oh, 6, almost 5, almost 6. Wow, 2 decent times of the day. Not some ridiculous time at night, which is what it is here. Right, let's put it in there. But it was either do it this time of night or not do it at all. And I didn't want to not do it at all after not doing it last week. I was like, I need to be doing a live stream. I can't miss it out again. I can't have 8 weeks of no live stream. That is not going to happen. Right, let's move this off my desk. Oh, put that down there. Right. Move my chair back in again. There we go. Now you're probably thinking, hang on a second, this die is not quite big enough for that card. But don't worry, we are going to sort that out in a minute. Let's just peel this off. There we go. Peel that off. I'm going to poke out the rest of my lovely little stars. Because they might be useful on this one or on another card. I'm not sure. Oh, I've lost one there. I don't know where that's gone. That one, that one. That's all those. Poke my other bits out over here. I can put them straight in the bin then. There we go. Is that everything? Yes. Exactly. I mean, 8 weeks of me not doing a live stream. You'd all think I'd left the planet or something. Especially after I did that second one, didn't I, last time? I did the live stream on a Friday. That Paper Crafting Basics live stream will resume, but probably will be after the holidays now. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to do it before then. Right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in. I'm actually going to use a standing knife because I think trying to use scissors might not work. So let's bring in this and this, and I'm just going to freehand cut from here, sort of following the line. I'm going to turn this over so I can freehand cut this side. I'm just kind of freehanding it. It's not completely perfect, but it's fine. So that's that, and then let's turn this around like this, and again, freehand cut. So if you've got like a border punch, you could do that. Well, I am Karen, but I'm not. I am, but I never go on, and I'm literally only on because of like design team work. That's literally the only reason I ended up being on was because of being a demonstrator for Trimcraft, because they needed to. That was the way they contacted people, the demonstrators. But I just never check. I just never check. I really hate it. I always forget to do it, and yeah. So technically, no. Well, I am. Technically, I am, but realistically, and yeah, I'm not. So you can probably message me on there, but I might never reply to you because I just don't check. Okay, so if you're just doing normal panels, then you would need 4 panels of mat. If you're doing a mat as well, you'd need 4 panels of mat that are 2 3/4 by 5 3/4, and 4 pattern panels that are 2.5 by 5.5. But I'm doing just pattern, so my mat card sizes is what my patterns are going to be. Shelley, oh my goodness, yes, you need to go to bed, Shelley. That's what you need to do. That's ridiculous. I think you can always catch up, so you're not going to miss anything. Yeah, I am on there, Karen, but I don't like it. So you can find me, and if and when I do go on, I will reply. But yeah. Don't expect a straight away reply. It's just not going to happen. Right, so what I've done, because I know that these panels are less, because I've only got a little bit there, I've cut them a little bit smaller, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go by that, and I'm going to trim some more off this. Yeah, I'm definitely going to trim some more off this. So I'm going to stick these two middle ones down first, because I know that they are okay. I don't know where my tape's gone. Oh, it's over here. I need to put it down somewhere. Right. Right, can you all hear me now? I've unplugged my microphone. I think I ran out of battery. I think what I might have to do is I might have to stand up to do this bit, because otherwise you can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'm very quiet. I apologise, but I can't start shouting. That's the problem. So, we better wrap this up quite quick, haven't we? You can hear me, but I bet I'm quiet, aren't I? I can't start talking any louder because people are in bed. So I'm going to stand with my head very close to the phone. I'm going to stand very close to the phone. And I'll have to talk like this. You might see me in a minute. Maybe if I deepen my voice. I'll sound a bit weird, but anyway. Oh, the joys of technology. I did think to myself, do I need to charge that up? So next time, I shall try and charge it up for next Tuesday, I think. So let me do that. Okay, so, sorry, you can't find an email address for me. Okay, so there was a post, and I don't know if you can see it, because I don't know if it's still up there. But what I'll do is after the live stream, in fact, it'll be tomorrow now, because I've shut my computer down already. I will put a post up. Oh no, actually I can do that anyway. I'll put a post up just for silver members. Can you hear me now? Hopefully you can hear me. I'll put a post up just for silver members, with oh, I need to plug my phone in. Oh no, actually it should be fine. I'll put a post up just for silver members, which will have the email address in it. Okay, so yeah, I'll do that, and then anybody that's a silver member can then be reminded of my email address if you didn't know it. The other thing as well is I don't know if this person's on or not, but I've got a couple of silver members who haven't chosen a pack for June. I mean, I'm not expecting people to choose July's yet, because obviously I haven't seen all the packs, but I've got one that they haven't chosen for June. So I've got down Anna Marie, and her thing is called Treasures of the Heart, but she hasn't contacted me for June. So Anna Marie, if you're on, or if you watch this back, please let me know what you want for June, because I've not heard from you. I've tried to email, and I've also tried to put posts out, but I've heard nothing. The same with who else was there? Carol Davidge Stringer as well. I also can't haven't had anything from you for June either. And then there's also Patricia Edelmon. I think it's you. I think your daughter's been contacting me saying that you haven't had any packs. I have sent 2 packs through for May and for June, but obviously nothing for July yet, because I've just started July. But yeah, again, just let me know. Right, what I'm going to do here is, I think I'm either going to freehand it, or I might be able to freehand it. I don't know, it's a bit dodgy this. The other thing I was thinking about doing was using the die. I'm just trying to read. I can't read while standing up. So cocotte, cocoa, cocoa. Sorry, I'm trying to read it from a distance. Cocotte. I'm going to call you cocotte. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you're here. That's good, and I'm very glad that you like my tutorials. So thank you for that. But I think what I might do is I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to line it up with the edge. So that very edge there, I'm just going to line it up like that. I think. Just move that up a little bit. Yeah, like that. Let me just see. Yeah, like that. I think like that. And I'm going to stick that on. No, so it won't have stars on it. I'm going to cut the star bit off. So what I'm going to do, let me just move this out of the way, is it just means it's going to be, I'm going to have the right arch. So let me bring this back. So there'll be no stars, but I just want to get the same like arc going on. It might not be quite married up. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off, I'm not going to have the stars on it. I just want to use it for the arc, because then my arc will match up. So that's the idea. So you see here where it comes, I'm going to cut across these stars and across these stars, but at least then I've got a nice edge to follow. Oh, let me just cut that with scissors. Just going to follow that off with scissors like that. There we go. And then I'm going to cut that in a minute. I'm going to just make that a bit neater. And I do the same with this one. Oh, you've got the May and the June packs. Good, okay. Because somebody was contacting me about their mum and how she hasn't had anything since she's joined, and I was just a bit confused because I have contacted the person back, but the thing is, if I don't have email addresses, I get a bit stuck. So I'm not sure. That's all right, Sally. Don't worry. We're into card number 2 now, so don't worry. Right, we're going to do the same with this one now. I just need to make sure, so I'm just off camera a little bit, just making sure that my edges are right. This border might not completely marry up, but hopefully it will. Right, let's try that. I think that looks about right. Yep, hopefully so. Thank you, Margaret, and thank you, Kerry. It's all very nice. I'm glad people appreciate it. It's good. Makes me do what I do. Makes me want to keep doing what I do. Right, let's run this through. Let's run this through. There we go. I'm now crafting standing up, so you can still hear me. Oh, there we go. Right, and then let's run this through. There we go. Right, so let's just peel this off very carefully, like that. And then you are hooked, that's good, that's what we like. Makes me sound dubious, that does, doesn't it? Right, and then we're going to just freehand cut along here. Oh, cut that bit. And then I'm not talking because I'm concentrating. Like that, and then along here like that, and then over here like that. It's a bit dodgy, but from that end you're not going to see, so that's fine. And then let me just bring this in, and what we're going to need to do is I'm going to need to trim a bit off. So I'm just going to... You're hooked as well, Darren, are you? Good. Super Sandra, you're a little late. You're from Melbourne. It's 4 degrees C. God, that's freezing. That is. That's chilly. That is. Goodness me. That is chilly. Okay, let me just. This is not quite right at the top, but it's close enough. It needs to be like that, really. Okay. Let's just angle it. We'll just. I think what we'll do is we'll just go for it. I think it's not quite right. The border's not quite right, but it's fine. So I need to cut from here to about here. Okay, so that's that one. And then this one. Yes, there is a Google Photos link. What I'll try and do, yeah, if Susie, if you don't get to do it before, whoever gets to do it first, I'll try and do a post with it on, a YouTube post. And Cocotte, if you subscribe and hit the notification bell and switch on all notifications, then you'll get notified every time I, do a post or have a video or whatever. And then, yeah, whenever I do a post, you'll see it then. So I'll try and do that. It'll probably be tomorrow now because it's quite late here. Right, and then this side here, it's going to be like that. So it's not quite right at the bottom there, but you know what? It's fine. It's close enough. It is close enough. So we're going to go here, and we want to go back here. Okay, so I'm just going to trim off this little extra bit here. So it is a bit of faffing around, but I think it's going to pay off. I'm hoping it will anyway. Right, let me get rid of this. Oh. I think I put the Google Photos link in, where did I put it in? It would have been on one of my descriptions, but I don't know which one. It was quite a while ago. Quite a long while ago, actually. We're talking a few months, maybe even longer. Right, let me move my tablet out of the way, and then I can cut these on the trimmer, the guillotine. There with. Okay, so that's that one. So that's going to go there, like that. Could actually, yeah, better that. It's not quite equal, but it'll do. There we go, there's the other one. So again, it's not quite equal, but it will do. Right, let's move my tablet back. Apologies if I'm drifting out a bit sound-wise. Right, so now I've got to stick this down and stand up at the same time, which could be interesting. I hadn't planned to stand up. The best laid plans and all that. Oh, Sally, that sounds awful. Dear me, I'm hoping you're on the mend now. No, well, obviously there's a reason why you're still here. It's not your time yet. It's not your time yet. But yeah, I do hope you're feeling better soon. That's terrible. So it's never nice when you're not feeling well. It change, it's really not good. Yes, see, Vicky, you have little faith. It works, you see. I wasn't going to do stars. Stars would be too much. Stars would be too much. Ah, thank you, Super Sandra. You really are super, as your name says. Right, I'm just going to sit down so I can stick this down, so you might not be able to hear me. So let me stick this down. Bear with, bear with. Right. No, two. There we go. There and there. There we go. Right. Ooh. There. It's not even, but anyway, it's bigger at the top than it is at the bottom, but whatever, it's fine. Right, let's stick this one down. I'm having to sit down to tape it, so if I've gone all quiet, that's why. Please talk amongst yourselves. That's there. On there. What, being wonky makes it one of a kind? Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I guess so. Right. I remember doing videos in COVID and I had to be really quiet then, and of course I didn't have quite the setup I have now. And so I remember someone commenting, "Oh, it's too quiet." I was like, "It's 1 in the morning." Like, what do you expect? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be shouting my normal. We're talking at my normal volume at 1 in the morning. It's not going to be happening. And especially because my husband was still working, he's still having to get up at 5 in the morning. So, like, I'm definitely not going to be shouting. Right, there we go. So the bottom of there isn't quite married up either, but never mind, it's okay. Oh, come here, Mr. Piece of backing. There we go. Right, so 1 year ago, yeah, that's about right. That's about right, Shirley. Okay, so there we go. So as you can see, it's looking quite good. I know that the border's not quite right, but there's that much going on that you don't really notice it. So then, the idea was this is going to get stuck on here like this. Now, I kind of wanted to have more than just that top bit stuck, but the way it's going, I think we're going to have just stuck by those 2 little edges, which is fine because I'm going to make sure that I use probably red tape. Actually, I think red tape is going to be the one, because I feel that if I use wet glue, I've got the possibility it might slip, and if I use anything else, it's not going to be strong enough. So I think we will go with red tape, and I'm going to stick it like that. So I'm just going to turn this over and just put a little mark on the back, so I know roughly where it's going to go, and the same on this side, roughly where it's going to go. I mean, this is very rough. You're not going to see that pencil line, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to now put some red tape on. Oh, we do actually marry up. That's helpful. Some red tape on the back here. If you're watching this back and wondering why it's so quiet, it's because it's late at night when I'm filming this. So let's just let's just cut down here like that, and I'm going to do a little bit on the end there as well. And then what I'll do, I'm trying to do this mid-air because I'm standing up so you can hear me, is I'll tuck that bit back in again after. Do the same on this side. So add a bit there. Don't want to go too close to that pencil line in case we end up coming over it. Hopefully we won't. Could you? I mean, wet glue would be easier, it has to be said, but just a bit concerned if I use wet glue. I've got quite a lot of time for it to wiggle around. I don't want to sit holding it for too long. So I'll just fold that back on itself. Yeah, well, exactly, it is a bit fiddly. Wet glue would be easier. If you've got time, obviously you're at home, I would use wet glue. But obviously on a live stream, you don't want to sit and watch me hold a piece of card until it sticks. So this is why we're going for the wonderful red tape. So just fold those edges over like that. And now I'm just going to do it this way because I want to make sure that we are. In fact, you know what we could do? I might actually use my board for this. This scoreboard comes in handy for all kinds of things. So I'm going to use that so I know that's straight. And then I'm going to bring this up so that we're up here like this. And then we know, let's just move this up a little bit, we know that it's not going to be wonky donkeys, but we also know it's going to be about right, top and bottom. I reckon about there. And I only really need to do that with the one piece. Yes, Sally, I thought I'd go nice and bright. Okay, so that's that bit done. So now we're going to do what we did before. I'm just going to fold that over like that and peel this bit off here and this bit off here, and then just pull that over, and then we're going to take this whole section and I'm going to shut it on. There you have your card, and I actually really like that. This bit here, it's not completely central, but it's pretty much there. It's pretty much there. So that's that. Oh, I've gone a bit, I don't know for you, but my screen's gone a bit weird. Don't know why. Right, so that's that. So then for the sentiment. So the sentiment, I cut out a Hope and Joy, which is again an old not Ducraft, first edition. It's an old first edition die. And again, I think this was the same sentiment pack as that Silent Night pack. So what I'm going to do, I don't know why it went weird. I'm wondering if it's because I'm charging. Let me take my charging lead out. That might be something to do with it, I don't know. Right, I'm gonna just cut this. So I'm gonna have my hope. Didn't I just have the word hope? Is it gonna work? Actually, I might have to have hope and then joy on the other side. So I'm gonna cut my joy off is what I'm gonna do. Hope for the best. Excuse the pun. Yeah, I don't know why it went wonky donkey. I think it's because it's charging, because now I've unplugged my charger, it's gone back all right, but thankfully I've got enough charge. So what I was saying before was, if you wanted to do it this way, you can fold it and then you've got something flat to do, to stick it. It's easier. But I am going to stick it like this. So I wanted to have hope and then and underneath, but that's not going to work. So we are going to just stick it on here like that, because the whole thing is sticky. So I need to make sure that the whole thing sticks on. Right, hope and then joy is going to go next to it. I was going to do it lower, but no, I think it needs to go next to it. So let me just trim off these extra bits that we don't need. That bit there and that bit there. And then the word joy is going to go literally next door as if it never left it. I'm doing the standing up and it's not flat. So, and it's late at night. So here's to hoping it goes on straight. Oh no, it's going up a bit, I think. It needs to be like there, I think. Hope and joy. There we go. It's not right central, but anyway, whatever. And then I've got little stars here that I might just stick on just to kind of balance off from the fact that it's not quite central. So I'm going to sit down a second. Oh, let me just stand it up so I can. Okie doke, Jill. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Let me stick my glue bits down. I need my tweezers. And there we go. Oh. Let's just stick a few little stars on here and there. Try and make it look a bit more balanced. I think probably. I don't know if I need any more or not really. I wish I could have done the hope and then the and then the joy, but anyway, never mind. I don't mind it. I think we'll just stick with that. I think if I put any more on, it's going to be a bit too busy, because you've got a lot going on here, and you've got here, and then you've got the big star in the middle. You've got a lot happening. So I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. That just kind of balances out the hope and. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's fine. It'll do. So there we go. So that's your 6x6 version. So as I said, if you want to do it, differently, you can. But it's just, there's so many different things you can do with this card. There really is. Let me just clear the decks a little bit, and then you can see where it is. Oh, okay, Yvonne, don't worry. You can always watch it back. Cut the and in half and put in the middle. Yeah, I did think about that, Mary. I've stuck it on now, so I can't do it. But I didn't want to. It might look a bit disjointed. I was hoping I could cut around the E, but the way it's done, you'd have to cut a bit out of the and, which wouldn't work. Either that would be a bit too short. So it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Given to somebody who doesn't do card making, they're not going to know. They're not going to say anything. So they'll be so amazed by how it stands up and what it looks like. So this is the joy of giving things to people who don't do card making. So there we go. Right, let me just move this one out of the way. Again, if you do go over to Coca Rosa, don't forget to use my code Louise, not Louise 10, iced 20, and that'll get you 20% off. So yeah, so there we go. So we've got this one, which is the original basic 5x7, simple, folds nice and flat like that, or you can make it fold like that if you want lots of layers. So that's the 5x7 version. That's the original. Then we went off piste with the 5x7 and did like a 3-strip version. Yeah, and so you could do all sorts. You could do 2 strips. You could do, I don't know. Literally, you could do what you want, couldn't you? Really. So that's that one. And then we went off piste even further and went 6x6, and we also we supercharged it, because not only did we go 6x6, we also border cut the edge, and we also put a star in the middle as opposed to a square. So there you go. So those are the cards for today. So we've managed 2 cards, 3 different styles, and 2 cards in one live stream late at night. I think I'm quite impressed. I'm quite impressed we've managed to do all of that. So I am going to say toodaloo, everybody. Thank you, Shelley, for that. Fabulous. Love it. Love it. I think that concludes our evening, doesn't it? I think that concludes our evening. So yeah, I'm quite impressed. This has turned out way better than I thought it was going to. I really love this border, this edge border. It's going to be so useful, and it cuts out so well. Oh, I'm missing a star there. It does cut out so well. So yeah, because as you saw, I only passed that through once, through Miri. It didn't even have to go through lots of times. So yeah, so there we go. Right, I am going to poodle off. Sarah, as I said before, what I'll do is I will put a post out. I'll do it now quickly. I'll put a post out with my address in, just for the silver, with my email address, just for the silver crafty icicles. And then if you can just email me with what paper pack you want for this month. If you want, you can hold on and wait until you see the rest of this month, or if you want to, you can look back at my Etsy shop, and I'll try and do a link. I'll probably do a little link in, well, there should be a link actually in the description below for this. There definitely will be a link in my shorts video for the pack that's just gone out, and you can choose any of the ones that have been out so far. So if you want to do that, you can. Right, so I'm going to stop talking. Hooray, says everybody. I'm going to take you off the ceiling, give you a bit of a closer look. There goes a closer look of the 6x6 one, and a closer look. You can see the glitter paper better now I've taken you off. I shall do that, and I will see you all again, hopefully next week around the same time. Bye everyone, see ya.